Right, stand on your mark. Are you keeping still?
Yeah, and I've got a claggy gob off that flipping pepper army. Hello and welcome to another freezing day in the northeast. And a new sort of review on HonestJohn.co.uk that we are calling... That really hurt. That we are calling...
What's so good about the SEAT Ateca?
We're on.
Just to be clear, like, we're not doing a SEAT every week. It's just that we're asking what's so good about whatever car, so we can focus on the good stuff and the bad before you start getting bored by... Hang on, man, hang on. Actually, that's it, to be honest.
This is the SEAT Ateca then, and if it looks familiar, that's because it's pretty much a cross between a Volkswagen Tiguan and a SEAT Leon.
Which is brilliant because the Leon's great to drive and the Tiguan is great quality and massive. Triple goodness, correct?
Well, yeah, mostly. The Ateca cabin is neat and the dashboard is reassuringly spongy, and SEAT's touchscreen nav is one of the best there is. But the Ateca is hardly awe-inspiring to look at, and the lower level plastics are proper hard in that, and not in a good way. Conversely, some of the dials are flimsy as
Right, keep still then, wherever you're going to be.
Sorry, it's not a head turner by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not ugly either, is it? I mean, SEAT's actually done a pretty decent job of tarting up this oblong.
If you look closely, you'll see there are some lovely details scattered around this particular oblong. Sharp lines, stuff like that.
But you know when you look at something and you think, there's definitely something good looking buried in there somewhere?
Lonely rivers flow.
That.
But like the King, this thing will swallow a crap load of stuff.
Like real life adult grown-ups. Loads of headroom.
And 510 of these. Compare that to the Nissan Qashqai and to Skinny Elvis, so to speak. It's not just about the numbers though.
Like it's got this little door into the boot.
And back in the cabin, despite the glove box being tiny, the storage in the rest of the cabin is okay.
We're rolling.
It's very reasonably priced too, as we will demonstrate by comparing its starting point to that of the Nissan Qashqai. See, it's been surprisingly aggressive with the pricing of this car. So, if you buy a mid-range one, details here, which will have 2-zone climate control, a decent touchscreen, set of nice alloys and parking sensors, basically everything you'll need, it will cost you about 21.5 grand, which won't even buy you a basic Tiguan.
Now SEAT has done that by cutting costs in certain places that might bug you, like making an adjustable boot floor and a spare tyre both cost options, and by only letting you have the higher powered diesel versions with 4-wheel drive. But in other places, SEAT's been pretty smart, like using relatively basic rear suspension and not making adaptive dampers an option.
SEAT's pulled off the ultimate party trick with this thing. It rides and drives more like a low hatchback most of the time, which means that when you hit a corner it doesn't lollop about left and right. But it's still nice and smooth and comfortable, and you get the benefits of having an SUV, sitting in a high chair. Alas, which is Geordie for a girl. This particular Ateca is not in the sweet spot. It's a top spec excellence with 190 horsepower diesel and 4-wheel drive and an automatic gearbox, which you'd think would be excellent, but it's not. It's kind of like a Windows PC. It's got a basic software problem. One for the Mac fans there. Firstly, the gearbox is programmed to keep you as close to 1000 RPM as possible at all times, presumably in the interest of saving fuel. The other thing is, unfortunately, the throttle is programmed so that it doesn't do anything for the first 50% of travel. I guess that's for the same reason too, even though this car struggles to make 40 miles per gallon. That means that even though this version is pretty much as quick as a 2-litre Mazda MX-5, in fact it would probably beat it in a drag race to 40, you have to be ragging it like a complete biscuit to make it feel that way. So let's demonstrate what it's like with a new feature that we have called...
Here's how I take a junction, man. So here's me approaching the junction.
Oh, here's a junction.
See? And it looks nice and clear, so I'm just going to look both ways and then... Oh man, I can't knock cyclists over, man, I've been told. That's okay, there's a nice big gap here. Try again. Man, I missed it again.
Hello?
Mark, it's Jeff, man.
Uh-huh.
Robson and Jerome are playing the social club. They need, can yous make it?
I'm not sure I can, mate.
Oh, why not, like?
Well, I've just come to a junction, man, haven't I?
Oh, you should try and make it, man. There's gonna be loads of lasses there, pure belter.
I'll try.
No.
You've missed it now, man, you proper idiot.
And that's not the only time that this car completely ignores what your foot is doing. This car has something called virtual pedal, which is a convenience feature that allows you to open the boot using your foot. Works when it wants. And that's the thing about the Ateca.
Cut!
And that's the thing about the Ateca, it just doesn't quite do the top end stuff properly. So at the sort of 20 to 25 grand mark, this car is brilliant. Best crossover there is. But this one, 33 grand, and at that sort of money, it's just not good enough. Review complete. So thank you for watching, and if you've made it this far, well done. Now this is the bit where I justify writing a lacklustre script that's light on information by directing you to HonestJohn.co.uk so you can read the full story about the SEAT Ateca, trims, engines, actual driving impressions, good ones, all that sort of stuff. But if you like what you saw, please subscribe to the channel for more of the sort of reviews that one YouTube user, David Dykeman, described as terrible. Just terrible. Thanks, David. Oh no, there's a speed trap in front of us. I better slow down. I could speed up because I'm not speeding.